Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trends in the Housing Market. Oh yeah, it's your host, Mike Martins. Trends in the Housing Market. And I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. And, we've been discussing the tug of war with housing and housing affordability and people being priced out of the markets, shadow banking, money laundering, all kinds. It's just been going on for years and taking basically the affordability, taking the median wage, middle class out of the equation. And I join you all, and I welcome you all to Trends in the Housing Market. Mike Martins here, the voice of the Commonwealth. All right, guys, let's do a quick channel plug. Remember, this is a short 1-hour show, and we'll, go from there, right? And I'll see you guys on Saturday night for Mike in the Night. Okay, here it is, guys. So there it is right there, the channel. The channel's been unlocked here on YouTube, so we're back again after our 14th suspension. So I hope you guys are doing well. And there it is here, guys. This Saturday's Mike in the Night is Let's Talk Solutions. And it's time that we start discussion. We do discuss solution, but it's time we start discussing true, good ways of creating solutions for the problems that we're in. That's episode 447 on Odyssey if you want to join us on Mike in the Night. Okay, so, and kiwi.radio.nz, mikeinthenight.com. Don't forget to check it out. Lots of cool stuff. You could download many episodes of Mike in the Night for free and we'll listen to it on audio. And anything you do purchase for 99 cents goes to a good cause to help fund the show. So there it is right there. Tons of things happening. Lots of cool stuff here. That you could pick up on mikeinthenight.com and artbydano.net and artbydano.com. Not your typical art. Don't forget to check out Dano. You could find Dano at the Huntington Beach Pier in California, and you could such good stuff here. I might make an order, or I'm gonna call Dano and ask me for another care package because I've been advertising his stuff all over my store. So you know what I'm saying, right? Anyways, you could find him on the Huntington Beach Pier in California. Dano's one of us. He's been a veteran in so-called, you know what I'm saying. I can't really say it. I got to be careful here on what I say on this platform, but battling against the woke. Awake, but not woke. Yeah. All right, guys, I want to plug today. Heisa Says. Don't forget to check him out. Heisa Says. Really good channel, really good guy, really good family guy, architect, understands his stuff. Heisa Says. Let's have a look. Don't forget to check him out. I've been stealing that a lot lately. Let's have a look. Okay, guys, we got an amazing show lined up for you guys. And I'm really so happy that we got this channel time machine thing going across the channel where we could go back 10, 8, 7, 4 years and see what we said on a specific topic. And you guys are going to be floored when you see what we talked about or what we were discussing or forming, or you know what I'm saying. Our comments are rolling nicely. Thank you. So we got Grindhouse Cartoons. That's Dano. We got Lord Humongous. We got Gary Madero's in the house. And we got Knittin. We got T-Cam. All kinds of Wally oil beef. Whale oil beef. Woof. I got that wrong there. Wally-o. Okay, so anyways, let's go into some headlines here. So some good news if you're living in California. Now, Canada pulled one of these stunts already. Canada actually pulled one of these stunts, but it was for the city of Vancouver, and I think it was $3,700 a month. Not too sure, but we could look it up. Here goes. If you're living in California, you got some freedom. San Francisco residents making $179,000 US qualify for affordable housing at $3,400 a month. You can't make this up. This was sent to me earlier by a viewer that's been viewing me in California that's very happy to see trends in the housing market out of the, what was it? What area? Sorry, I'm so sorry. What area was that she was in? Or the Orange County area, basically. And telling me that San Francisco residents making $179,500 qualify for affordable housing at $3,400 a month. Now, let me explain to you why. You're probably wondering, but you could buy a mansion if you make that much money in American dollars and housing. No, America's a blue state. America is 100%, California is a blue state. It's woke. And people look at this and say, yeah, congratulations. You make 179 grand. You could get on affordable housing. Now, let me tell you what I thought about this in my opinion. When they said Vancouver, I think it was about that much money per year, and it's $3,700 or $3,800 a month, something like that in Vancouver, where they considered affordable housing at $34, $36. That's for public sector workers. You see, if they make affordable housing affordable for families that really need it, they don't make $179,000 a year. So the thing is, they want to keep the public sector workers. And we had this problem in Australia, okay? We had this problem in Canada, in the big cities, where basically, okay, they need the public sector workers to continue working in the public sector. So what do? They create this scheme of $179,000, average what a public sector worker makes now, off of the public tit from the taxpayers like myself in the private sector that are paying through the nose, so they could stay in the cities they live in, so they could go to work in the cities they live in. But for families, no, it's not for families. It's not for families trying to get by. It's not.
Good morning.
We got Arnold here today. We got, Cookie Monster.
Do you have cookies?
We usually play Cookie Monster more on Mike in the Night when we're talking, when Joe Biden's talking. We just kind of play it over him when he's talking.
We're not gonna hurt you.
Okay, so there it is, $3,400 a month housing. Like, this is not satire. So people tuning in and coming and seeing this is not satire. This is, let's just move on. Toronto real estate prices dropped 56 large last month, down 130,000 from the peak. Now, somebody asked me today, I was on a show earlier at the Canadian real estate show, and they were asking, you're using Better Dwelling, but Better Dwelling is not a government paid. A lot of the global CTV, all the stuff we have here in Canada is all government paid and funded. Most of it is. And the independent ones that are actually trying to get the message out are, I just follow these guys because they're more independent and they have, they're just kind of showing it. So real estate prices dropped 56 large last month, down 130K from peak. It feels like it was just a few weeks ago. We were writing about Toronto real estate massive gains. Oh, it's just a few weeks ago. Price drops are just happening really fast. Toronto Real Estate Board, TREB, the data showed home prices fell in June. Prices fell even faster than they climbed, rolling back thousands in equity per week. Now, the problem is a lot of people in Canada, and we talked about this, were using their homes as ATM machine to use the equity. So they could eat. Oh, yeah. So let's keep going here. Edmonton. Edmonton is an attractive market for first-time home buyers, says real estate agent. Now, the reason why, it's because it's in the province of Alberta, and pricing kind of took a little bit of a plateau when they, a lot of oil companies started moving to Texas. Believe it or not, a lot of oil companies in Edmonton moved to Texas or relocated their offices and headquarters to Texas and building infrastructure there. I mean, I'm not making it. We did a whole video about that. So Edmonton, attractive market. So it's kind of at the tail end of the market. Edmonton, Saskatchewan, Manitoba in Canada, those places are seeing that that influx of people leaving the cash-strapped provinces of Canada, right? Now, Australia, frantic pace. If you're living in Australia, then frantic pace, here it comes. Australia risks recession and housing downturn after third-rate hike. So they're going to have to, the negative impact of interest rates on Australian house prices, household spending, and the volume of dwelling investments may hurt consumer confidence and fuel the likelihood of a recession in Australia, analysts and economists said. But forecast price falls of up to 20 points is still smaller than nearly 40% increase in house prices in 2019. So auction rates, dwelling investments, and housing affordability are expected to slide. So there it is. The negative impact of interest rate rises on Australian housing prices, household spending, and the volume of dwelling investment may hurt consumer confidence and fuel the likelihood of a recession in Australia, analysts and economists say. So, joining central banks around the world, the bank lifted the cash rate by 50 basis points to 1.35. And look how low it is. After two previous rate hikes this year of 25 to 50 basis points as the RBA, Royal Bank of Australia, tries to bring inflation under control. So they're trying to curb inflation. They're doing what they can to curb inflation. And what do? You raise rates. They should have raised rates. They should have raised rates eons ago. They should have raised rates in 2016 and 2017. Wait, they did raise rates in 2016 and 2017. And then people freaked out and they slashed them. Oh yeah, they slashed them. Not even 1.5 quarters of a rate hike. People were freaking out. And let's, in the channel time machine here, I have the channel's time machine set up for a treat for you guys. So, Australia's housing market downturn building momentum. And Heise says, covered this on his channel, where their market downturn building momentum. So, I thought they were talking about builders and the building market, and the construction market is completely obliterated there in Australia. And let's move over to New Zealand. This is a good one. New Zealand house prices dropped the most in 13 years as rates rise. Values fall 2.3% in a quarter and drop for the third straight month. Central banks expected to lift interest rates again next week. So that is in New Zealand. Oh, yeah. New Zealand house prices dropped the most, so there it is. New Zealand house prices fell the most in 13 years in a second quarter as central bank raised interest rates aggressively to curb inflation. Prices declined 2.3% in 3 months through June. CoreLogic New Zealand said Tuesday in Wellington, that's the biggest quarterly drop since early 2009. You know what? This is before New Zealand started competing with other countries for foreign investors. In 2010, the floodgates opened across the Commonwealth to let in wealthy investors in, predominantly from mainland China, to park their money. Because a lot of the mainland Chinese, they weren't asleep. They saw what was happening in their country, or they saw. And then 5 or 6 years later, fast forward to 2015, 2016, I think the president of China, the whatever of China, declared himself emperor. So, yeah. So there it is right there. New Zealand. And this is the by unconventional economist New Zealand house prices plummet. And there it is. And not good. So you're seeing prices go up in Christchurch because Christchurch is still somewhat affordable to one of the more affordable areas in New Zealand to live. Auckland's down. Auckland and Wellington are going to be down big time. Right? And there's a New Zealand benchmark right there as a whole. Okay. House prices in New Zealand fall same rate for 3 consecutive months. Again, we just said that, but I just wanted to ensure you guys that there's a lot of people covering this. And the Independent from Ireland, a viewer from just outside of Dublin, sent me this and says, Mike, I connected the dots and I'm going to your country, basically. Chances are I won't be coming back to Ireland. Man forced to emigrate to Portugal as housing crisis hits older renters. So you're seeing people getting up in age and stuff and retiring and just can't get by. But Portugal is not a bad place to go, buddy. And he sent me this in an email today. So people who are renting their homes as they near retirement have told the struggle to secure accommodation as availability dwindles and they are forced into poverty. Now, this is important. Keep this in mind when we go to the next article here, guys, because it's kind of important. New tax to come as data shows 57,000 empty properties and more than 110,000 derelict homes in Ireland. So people are being forced out. A majority of this property is owned by foreign investing. Foreign investing has eroded affordability right across the Commonwealth. Now, let's hit up the channel time machine so you guys can see what it is I'm talking about here. Now, watch this. Watch this. Investors, 4 years ago. Investors are pushing out locals in Ireland. 9,846 homeless people in Ireland, mass exodus. Foreign investors forcing Irish middle class into homelessness. Ireland housing depression, 3 years ago. Mass exodus of Ireland's youth. Ireland housing takeover. Pushing talent out, 3 years ago. Foreign investors going to Ireland, pricing out locals, leaving homes empty everywhere, 3 years ago. Northern Ireland housing is hot as Southern Irelanders flee to North for affordability, 3 years ago. So that's what we have on our channel here for Ireland, and that's what we've been discussing over the years. And over 100,000 homes in Scotland have nobody living in them, with some lying empty for decades. Let's see what we got for Scotland here on the channel time machine. Food bank usage in Scotland at a record high. Trends in the housing market is probably something to do with the housing there. This is from 4 years ago. Economic takeover of London, Dublin, Edinburgh, which is in Scotland. UK mass exodus, UK homeless crisis, 4 years ago. Edinburgh exodus, sky-high property prices. And we don't have too much on Scotland here, but we did cover quite a bit. And there it is. This foreign investing in empty homes and foreign buyers taxes and everything they're trying to do is destroying the fabric of our way of life. It's completely transformed Ireland in a mere 2-3 years. 2017 in Ireland, they were starting to see this rare, bizarre phenomena of people bidding on housing. People bidding outside in a group. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, here we go. We got IARE in the house. Always got my back. Lord Humongous in the house. Always watching. Always got my back. Daniel O'Brien in the house. Good to see you. Yeah, I was told by people that were in London who said that the country wages were about £29,000. Yeah, that's correct. That's why a good percentage of people in London are living below the poverty line, right? Way below the poverty line. So let's see what we talked about in London here. Let's go back to the channel time machine. Let's type in London. So, yep. So, London millionaire, ghost homes seeing pressure. London housing falling down. What else we got? London housing market crash. World economy would collapse if the city of London stopped laundering money. So, yeah, there it is right there. So, this is from 4 years ago, and he got reelected. This is from 4.5 years ago. Boris Johnson left us with a terrible housing crisis legacy in London, and the government must fix this. So he already left the country 4.5, 5, and he's still in power. I don't know how much time he has left. Middle class, mass exodus from all major cities, London brain drain, and skilled workers. So this is a major issue, because this is basically taking the middle class that built this entire infrastructure and basically kicking them out to the streets. And that's what we've been seeing here. Okay. I have comments going on here. Ghost cities are apparently in every major country. That's correct. We got Simon Shaw in the house. Her and Musa in the house. Yeah, Lord Humongous saying Boris Johnson is toast. He sent me a link on that. they had this huge influx of people from Asia, Hindus, Punjabi, Sikhs, and the majority voted Trudeau, and even Chinese and the Filipinos voted for Trudeau. They don't know any better of them. Well, IARE, I'll be. You could rest assured, my wife is from the Philippines, and guess what? She if she was to vote, and she was a citizen, she would vote conservative. She 100 quadrillion%, right? And if she was in the States, she'd vote conservative too, right? So there's a different. I don't know. It's different. There's different cultures, right, and different, I guess, belief systems. Everything all comes down to, how you feel inside and what you feel is the right thing to do, right? In the end, that's what it is, right? Buckle up, Dano. Prices are going down in LA too. Yeah. So good news if you're living in California, because San Francisco residents making $179,000 a year qualify for affordable housing at $3,400 a month. So that's basically public sector workers. They just gave it away. That's what a public sector worker that's not on contract for the city of San Francisco makes. I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. This is on average what these people make, because they need to keep these people in the city, because they can't commute 7 hours to get to work. So, Mike Martins, did you see my message on StuntNet power plant explosions? No. Maybe email it to me if that's okay. Send me a link if you don't mind. Yeah, TJH says that's the way when it's $3,000 to live in the hood. Yeah. You can't make this stuff up. You literally can't make this up. And this is what we've been battling and talking about for so many years. And why I felt this was a fight to fight. Why I felt it was something that I needed, or we needed to address. Because once locals like me and you watching, once we can't get into into our own housing markets, we don't have an economy. Period. We don't have an economy. That's how it works, right? Yeah, affordable housing in quotations. Affordable. Okay, now let me go check the channel time machine. I think it was $3,400. Let me see if I can find the video on our channel here. No, it's not 34. 3,200. Let me see here. 30. No. Now considers. I think it's titled as Now Considers. Let me see. Get out now. I'm just trying to see if I could find here that affordable housing, like, so I could find that what Vancouver said about 8 years ago. See if I can find. I'm not finding it here, guys. Ah, here it is. I was close. Here it is, guys. Let me full screen this for you guys. City deems $3,702 as affordable housing. There it is, right there. I'm not making this up. YouTube. So there it is, right there. I'm sitting in my shop, and there it is. Let me see if it's there. City of Vancouver defines 3,702. San Francisco 3,400. Oh, I thought it was 37. I'm sorry. 3,400. It's so close, though. Look how close that is. Holy smokes. So, again, this is for public sector workers that work in the public sector in Vancouver. This is what the hood. The hood pays this much for affordable housing, 3,702. So, there it is right there. So close. Wow. Jeff Reddy is saying, check out Neil McCoy. Apparently, several big government resignations just happened. I'm hearing about that with Scott Morrison. Well, you don't want to hear what we say about him on Mike in the Night on Odyssey, but yeah. We're very muzzled on here. We got to be real careful when we're talking on this platform. I've been IARE is saying by next week it'll be $4,000. for affordable housing. It's going to be harsh. TJH in the house. Good to see you. $3,500 a month for 300 square feet. Just rent out your closet and porch. Woo! Nope. Because they'll come after you. Like they've been coming after me. I'm the only guy. Okay, there's 3 houses in my cul-de-sac that don't have suites. We don't have suites. We don't have renters. I got a letter basically accusing me of having a rental suite in my house, and they've already pre-adjusted what I owe them in back taxes. And I'm like, I don't have a suite in my house. I'm not renting out anything in my house. But everyone else has a suite. And I'm the only, me and the 2 other homes no one else got those letters but me. But I'm waiting to see if they get them too. But it's always on a one-sided thing. It's a one-sided coin always. You try to flip the coin. Heads I win, tails you lose, right? All right, people are throwing 20 roommates. So the biggest one I have here for you guys with the most roommates, what did I get? It was out of New Zealand, though, guys. So nobody freak out, okay? Let's go back. That was the Channel Time Machine. So, I think it was 43 to a house. 40... let's type in New Zealand. New Zealand housing, it's a small decline, but it's a start. That was from a month ago, and it's still declining. Small decline, but it's a start. Poverty crisis. Oh, God, where is it? Okay, New Zealand. I just try to see if I could find that one where we did it. I think it was 43 people to a house. Oh, look at the houses they were looking to build in New Zealand for housing affordability. You could put your legs in here, and then you close the doors. And then when you die, they take this box, and they just bury it. Okay, let me see if I could... here it is. Here we go. New Zealand, 40. Rent frenzy, 40 to a property, 8 to a room. There it is right there. So there's the video right there. See, I'm not making stuff up, guys. I'm not making stuff up. I've been accused of making stuff up. And then when it comes true and it happens, if I'm predicting something, they're like, oh, he read it somewhere. There's no way he made that up. Yeah, so there it is right there. 40 to a property, 8 to a room. Too bad I can't, it's blurry. Behind the affluent image of luxurious resorts, million-dollar homes, there is another farther dark side of life in Queensland. There it is right there, folks, for you guys to see. 40 to a property, 8 to a room. I guess what he's doing is charging them $100 a month each for rent. That's like $4,000, I guess. Or maybe $150 a month for just like so they're not outside. I'm just trying to figure out how that would be like how. That's me thinking fairly. They're probably charging $100 a week per person to sleep 8 to a room. So, and this was March 2017. See? Something I've been very concerned about. And something I've been fighting for all these years because of where things are going. And I could feel it in my soul. I could feel it in my bones. I could feel it. Yeah. So, there it is. There's people arriving late. That's okay, guys. We're just hanging out here. And we're just talking about 40 people to a property, 8 to a room. If anyone has a link to an article that's actually higher than 40 people to a property and 8 to a room, leave it in the comments. I want to see it. And we could go ahead and check it out, okay? Because I want to see. All right. Let's see if we could get... I wanted to schedule a caller on, but his Skype is turned off. We already had Steve the Plumber on last week, and the week before we had Gary Medeiros in the house. And thanks, Mike. I am an Aussie. Scott Morrison is not very popular. Jeff ready? You have no idea what we talk about. You guys got to go on. Let me do a quick here, guys. Go to the Odyssey for this Saturday, guys. There's an episode of Mike in the Night coming up. Here it is. Here, Let's Talk Solutions. So, guys, if you want to join us this Saturday on this show, on Mike in the Night, episode 447, where we actually openly discuss what is happening. I'm going to leave the link there for you guys if that's okay. And if you guys want to, you're more than welcome to follow us on here, and then you can watch episodes of Mike in the Night. I've had people like email me and tell me that they've been catching up from episode 370 something. They played in the background at work. They played in the background, and people are looking around saying, "What are you listening to?" And yeah, I appreciate that. All right, it's trends in the housing market. Let me see if I can get our guest on that was supposed to come on. Kia in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Toronto tries to be New York. Toronto is New York. The mass exodus of people leaving there, foreign investing. Woo! New York, empty towers. Entire empty towers. All right, so our guest, Skype is turned off. They promised me they'll have it on and they'll come on because they didn't know I was doing... You know what? Let's just call bomb. Let's call bomb Florian from Heisa Says. His Skype is off. I don't know. Was it lunchtime? What is it? 11 in the morning in Australia? Yeah, he's not available. Unfortunately. I was going to call bomb Heisa Says here. But he's, it looks like his Skype is turned off too. Damn. Who else we got here? Housing discussion. It's very hard to find callers, people to talk about the situation they're in. We should bust out to a musical here on trends in the housing market. All right, let's read some of your comments, guys. Start throwing your comments up if that's okay. Okay. All right, Georgia Guidestones bombed. Yeah, we'll cover that on Mike in the Night. And then we got Daniel O'Brien saying, I grew up in a family of 10 kids. Could not imagine 40 people. In college, I stayed in a large house with maybe 20 people at the most. And that's Daniel O'Brien. Charles Owen is saying, love you, Mike. Please get into your comedy mode as you're a shining light. Thank you, Charles Owen. And Armor of God. Watching from my off-grid cabin. Yes. I remember Armor of God was supposed to come on the show a long time ago. I think it was on Mike in the Night. Or has he been on Mike in the Night? Let me know in the comments. Good luck selling a house in Toronto. You will have to buy the buyer a car too. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about somebody buying a minivan for the person. A minivan, I think it was. Yeah. And rent evictions happening. Yeah, rent evictions were a big deal in Nevada, Arizona, Colorado, when a lot of tenants that were renting for many years in those states were kicked out because of Californians fleeing California affordability, moving into Nevada, New Mexico, again, Nevada, were kicking out people and putting and rent evicting. And most of the time, they don't even rent evict. They just evict. And they maybe, if you're lucky, hopefully...
We know that you're in there, and that you're all alone.
And they put up a coat of paint. You know, they put up a coat of paint.
Merry Christmas.
Armor of God says, not the same guy, Mike. Oh, I can't... All right. Accommodation pods being set up in Melbourne. All right, now let's go to the Channel Time Machine. Pods. We made a whole pod thing from 10 years ago. Let's see what we talked about here. Pods. So let's go over the Channel Time Machine here. I think it was titled Pods. Right here. 4 years ago. Move to stack. Auckland renters 8 to a room in pods worries industry. So housing market was worried because people were going to start living in pods. So here it is. Let me go to, hold on a sec here. The full screen here for you guys. People, New Zealand middle class sleeps here. There it is. If you're in the middle class and you work 40, 50-hour weeks, heck, if you work 2 jobs, that's where you're sleeping. Right there. Wow. Watch this. Holy crap. What am I saying here? My opinion. This is, okay, let's get the date on this. Let's get the date on this video, please. It is August 30th, 2017. Okay, August 30th. What did I say here? Okay, my opinion. Worry industry. So the industry is worried. The middle class is moving into pods. Before you know it, people will be forced to eat fake meat and bugs. New Zealand needs to stop the Chinese investing and start to worry about its middle class. And this is around the time when they introduced foreign buyers tax. Yeah. Yeah, because New Zealand was making entire brochures in Mandarin, for people to buy real estate in New Zealand. And apparently there was an agent you could call and you could just buy the house and transfer the money without even seeing it, sight unseen. Yep. Kia is saying the Chinese are investing in Singapore. We covered that last week on the show. Yes. Coming from real estate source, no more investing in Canada. We cover that. Let me know who the real estate source was, because we actually covered that last week in detail. So that's really good that people in the comments are up to date with. Let's go to the channel here, and let's see where we said that. So this was last. No, that's World Economic. Where's trends in the housing market from last week? Here it is, trends in the housing market. And this is last week's show. Right. And let's see if we can find it here. We actually went into great discussion of that. Was it the week before? I could swear we did it last week. Here it is. I found it. Right there. Singapore lures new wave of Chinese investors, eyeing good schools and stability. And Singapore, and then right here, as Chinese buyer drops 61 million on 20 condo units, fueling Singapore's house prices. Oops. I was on the Canadian real estate show today, and I actually said Indonesia. I made a big mistake. I meant Singapore. Oops. Retract. Yeah, so we covered that last week. So I found a part of the city I haven't seen a cop once. So, yeah. Call bomb let me see if I can get Pete. Let's see if he picks up the phone. No, Peter leads. Let me see who I have. He's removed me from thing. I have the only Peter I have is Peter Leeds that I had on the trends in the housing market already. Let me see if I have Peter. Oh, here we go. I had his name wrong. It's actually not spelled. He has it spelled differently. Let's see if he picks up. I don't think he knows we're live, and I don't think he knows. Yeah, no. Okay, it's not too late to reinvest in cryptos. Yeah, the crypto market's taking a big hit. Let's see what Yahoo Finance is talking about and see if there's anything related to what we're talking about. Everything's actually related to what we're talking about here tonight on the show. Yahoo Finance. Let's see what they're talking about here. All right. Air Canada. Pearson, again, ranked number 1 in delays globally. Montreal check-in freezes. You know what? I think this is fake news because I think the Chicago O'Hare Airport is ranked number 1. And then they're saying that the one in New York is ranked number 1. Then they're saying the one in Houston is ranked number 1. I mean, there's only got to be one number 1 bad airport, okay? Not every airport can be ranked number 1 for being the worst airports, okay? Yeah. Everyone's talking about the guide stones. We'll be talking about that, guys, on Mike in the Night, I promise. We're going to be doing a solution show. All right, what else we got? Dollar continues to dream run. Little stands in its way. The U.S. dollar will remain strong for at least the next 3 months. Oh, that's comforting to know. It's going to be okay for 3 months. due to aggressive Federal Reserve interest rate and rise expectations and safe haven appeal stemming from global. What does this thing say? Federal Reserve interest rate rise expectations, safe haven appeal stemming from global recession fears and Reuters poll of foreign exchange analysts showed. The recent sell-off in high-risk assets and bonds and the bond market is also playing into a broad dollar rally against nearly every other currency. Yeah, I have saved a bit of American currency because I'm in Canada. I mean, there's really nothing. I mean, I could try and buy some rubles, and then trying to exchange the ruble here in Canada with another, or to barter with somebody one-on-one, would be really hard to exchange my rubles here, even though they're worth something. But I think the further away you are from a country's capital, its currency starts to diminish its value. That's me. I'm not getting this from any financial textbook. I'm just letting you guys know, the further away you guys go from a country's capital into another country, the more diminishing the currency becomes, right? So that's just something I think is, yeah. So American currency, I could trade with any of you guys here pretty much in the chat if I had to. Like if you wanted to sell me something and I had American money, I'm pretty sure if you're in Australia, you'd want me to pay you in American dollars than pay you in Canadian pesos. You know what I'm saying? So we got the comments are going nuts with these guide stones. So this is important to know. What else is important?
Damage tear gets 60% less breakage with the new Insecure anti-breakage porosity spray from Matrix.
What was that? All right. Defiant Johnson refuses to quit. Fires go over past betrayal. So there it is. Boris Johnson is desperately clinging to power after suffering an avalanche of resignations from his government that's unprecedented in recent British politics. They're doing this because they need to jump ship. They need to jump ship. England has been in a mass problem. And we're talking about poverty tonight and housing affordabilities, inflation wars, and all this stuff. There's going to be a lot of hell that's going to be brought to what's happening. And these guys are smart jumping ship now. A lot of them will get the food and beverage job, right? Like they'll still continue working for the government at a capacity because the majority of these people in Parliament can't open a business. I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I own my small business for years now and blah. I'm not trying to boast on that. Most of these guys couldn't open a toy store and actually make it work like I did. And I'm not trying to say I'm one-up them or trying to be better than them. They're public servants. That's all they're going to do for their lives. They can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? When they have no skill set, so to say. I ate some lamb. I'm hyped. 10 million homes. And then full recession, though, next month when the Bank of Canada drops another interest rate hike at 0.75 basis or 100 basis points. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Kia is telling us here, don't leave your money in the bank. Start buying solar panels because that's the next Bitcoin. I bought 8 more solar panels yesterday morning. And I'm buying strings of 8 because I'm going to be stringing in series. Is it series? Yeah. Or is it parallel? I'm learning this as I go. And in a combiner box going into an inverter. And I'm slowly, hopefully, going to be fully off grid. Fully off grid. We should get Kia to call into the show, too. It's been a while to hear from Kia. Yeah, Renogy. I've been buying. I bought some stuff from Renogy, but I have a grow watt inverter now, guys. So it's a 8,000 watt inverter, and it's got a split phase, 120 to 240 volts. Yeah, is that right? I think so. Anyways, we'll talk about that on Mike in the Night when we do solutions, because we need to talk solutions. And every little extra I get, or a little extra on the side, I just buy solar panels. I'm gonna put like 50 solar panels on my roof. I don't care, because give it time. Just like in the state of Nevada, I think it's Arizona too. A couple of states are outlawing, or they have already outlawed, solar panel or solar going green. See, they want you to go green, but they don't want you to go green for you. They want you to go green for them, so you could eat bugs and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So. So, silver has had a really... Let's look at silver. I think silver's had a bad week. I haven't... I own physical silver. I just haven't... let me see. 11 hours ago. Kitco's reporting something here. Gold and silver pricing is correct. Let me just see where silver... Yeah, silver. Wow. It's at 19.20. Precious metals should be owned on a physical basis with capital that is not needed tomorrow or anytime soon. Trading should be done with paper, knowing that we can trade either side without emotions. So there it is. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense right there. So this is from our friends over at Kitco there. So there it is right there. Silver's taking a big kick in the pants. So was gold too. Wow. But it's what, 10, 12 buck drop? Since this morning, eh? But markets are open in Australia, though. Yeah, gold's right now up 20 cents at 1,738 American dollars. Platinum's down. What's palladium at? 1858. But silver down, eh? Silver's getting a kick in the pants. Yeah, it's a good time to buy physical. You see, silver could go to $1, okay, over here. It could show you $1 for silver, down, whatever. But you know what? Try getting it in physical form. Watch silver go to $1 and see how many silver dealers will be selling it for $1. Nobody will, because no one's dumb. Try getting it physical at 1914. I think that's a deal. That's like 26 Canadian. Oh, yeah. It's trends in the housing market. Who else is here? Silver buy, $14 to $15. Listening to Mike, solar panels, buy. Yeah, $14, $15. American, that's what, 21 Canadian? Yeah, Lord Humongous knows. Lord Humongous is Johnny on the spot with the ammo. Paper futures rigged markets, it's all rigged. Oh, that's the SLV symbol? Oh, do I got it wrong here? Hold on. Silver to US dollar? No, that's $1 ounce. One ounce, one IDC. I think this is right. Now, let me go here just to make sure. Silver price. Oops. Silver price forecast 10 hours ago. Let's see if there's a live oil. Oh, somebody's calling me here. People call me all the time when I am live. S&P 500. Where's silver? Come on. I could have sworn I saw silver here. Silver, 1913. It's down 9 cents. There it is right there. Full screen for you guys. Yeah. Man. So that's that right there. And yeah, that's pretty much the show, guys. I tried to get our caller in, and we tried calling a few other people out of the blue, but no one's picking up their phones, which is okay. We can't have the Raven on here. He's got to go on Mike in the Night. He can't come on this platform. He's outlawed on this platform. Ooh, that's a good deal. Uncle Wieners has a sale on panels, 200 and 400 watt panels. They have a website. I think it's $99 for 200. Yeah. But spot commission is high. Yeah. A lot of people active tonight. Mr. IMC, haven't seen you in a while, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Messaged and said, pure sine wave inverter. Nice one, Mike. Yeah, it's a grow watt, 8,000 watt. I'm just trying to learn this stuff, so when I'm talking to electricians and stuff, I can tell them, yeah, I'm doing this. And then they're wondering, why are you doing this all of a sudden? I'm like, I just don't trust the public works, guys. I don't trust. Here, you want to watch something that's more entertaining than this show? Where is it? Hold on. Watch this episode of Mike in the Night. This one right here. This episode. Mike in the Night, 446, rolling blackouts and power disruptions as the narrative falls apart. Yeah. Blackouts to suppress the truth. That's what I think is happening. That's just my opinion. But I think when it gets to that, it will get to that. And they don't care if it's winter, or they don't care if we have children. They don't care because it's public works, right? And that's why they're trying to, now, wink, wink, solar's not good. I don't think you should be using solar. No, solar. I'm thinking, if you're thinking what I'm thinking and you kind of feel what's going on here, I think there's a lot more in the works. So what's going on here? Buy calls on silver when it dips to $17, then load up. That's Paul S. Canadian Tire has a clearance on Noma solar panels, but they couldn't be used for lithium batteries for some reason. Interesting. I never knew that. You get the Renogy solar panels. They get the 100, the 200, and 400 watt panels. They're for anything. And their inverters give you lithium. They come with Here, let's just do this real quick. Interesting Mike in the Night. Okay, Renogy. Okay, Renogy.com. This is American. Renogy Canada. Okay. No. Okay, I just want to go to the... I just want to see your products for sale. I don't want to give you my email. So like this, here, Renogy panels, there's all kinds of different levels of paneling, and you could get something like this, guys. Look, you got your inverter there, and I have this inverter in my solar shed. It gives you lead acid batteries, lithium ion, metal compound, I think it is. There's like 4 different batteries or 5 different batteries it supports, and it's just regular panels here. Here, these are the where's the ones that let me see if they have here. Look at these battery banks. I'm looking at something like this, man. Crazy. That's a power box. Let me see here. Where'd it go? Like a simple kit, guys. I recommend for people that have a little shed or a balcony where they could put some panels. There's one I recommend here. Let me see here if it's under products. Let's see if they have kits. 48 volt system, portable gear, solar kits. I would recommend getting something like this, guys. Look. Right here. Something simple. It's not hard to set up. Where's the one with the 6 panels? There it is. I think this is this one right here. This gives you enough panels. They keep advertising it for... I have it on my shed. It works fine. And this charge controller plugs into your... from your battery to the inverter, and then from the battery to the charge controller, and the charge controller to your inverter, blah blah blah. I recommend this, and it comes with this thing here, so I check my phone all the time to see where my battery bank is, and you could power it like this in series or power parallel. You could any battery you like. with the Renogy solar panels and or you know what I mean. You could go basically with any different mode that you feel comfortable with, right? But it's right here. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that complex. It's not that. I'd recommend this one because I think this inverter is a bit better. Not the inverter, the charge controller. This one. This is the one I got. So I don't want to bore you guys with this, but that's basically what I mean. You could get this. Just you know what it's for, guys. Honestly, just charge your phone, charge your laptops. At least you can give power to a small like office, just enough power just to get, you know, depending on how much battery you have. You know what I mean? So simple stuff like that, and that's what we're gonna be talking about preparedness on the next mic of the night because. This is a good one, 800-watt system. This is a good system, too. These are good panels. Look at that. That's a really good panels. And was that 2, 4, 6, 8 panels in there? There's a charge controller, could hold it, could handle it. And you set it up like this. Right. This one is in series. So he's got the negative to the positive, negative to the positive. The voltage increases, but the wattage stays the same. And that's the safest way you could set up your solar system is like that. Yeah. So we got people in the comments saying they want everyone to go with electric cars and electric. We live in Canada. It's not going to work. Okay, having electric. Okay, so let's argue this. Having electric vehicles or you know. Going full-blown outdoor solar, you know, putting your batteries outside and stuff, you got to be in a warm climate. Electric cars don't work well in minus 20, minus 30. You know what I'm saying? So we got... Oh, somebody's calling. DY is calling. Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm DY from Melbourne, Australia.
Wait, did you just try to call me on Skype?
Yeah. Oh no, not on Instagram.
Instagram. I'm so sorry. On Instagram. Okay, that was you. I'm like, ooh, I can't pick it up right now because I guess the reason why I don't have other ways to call into the show is because it just confuses everything and the audios don't match and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you got for us? You were calling me, so you got something for us. What do you got?
Well, I sent you a message on, you know how the power plants and the food processing plants were blowing up, right?
Yes. We covered that on Mike in the Night, 2 Mike in the Nights ago, right?
Yeah. I remembered watching a documentary about how the Iranian nuclear power plant nearly blew up, and it was because of a Trojan virus worm called Stuxnet.
I heard about that. I remember hearing that briefly. How they could find ways to manipulate our power systems.
Yeah. So I believe that the cabal was using that because everything is all digitally connected through the cloud or through, you know, the internet and whatever. Everything is, you know, that dependency on having everything all connected on the internet. It's like that gave an opening for Stuxnet. So this is Cyber Polygon.
Papa Piss just put that in the comments. Stuxnet is still circulating.
Yeah. So I believe that is what caused the explosions in the food processing plants too.
I don't doubt you one bit, and I don't doubt it one bit at all. Not at all. Yeah. So guys, we are referring to episode. Okay, let me go back here for you guys real quick. We are referring to episode. This last episode we talked about rolling blackouts, and then the episode before that was. Let me see if I could find it here real quick. The episode before that was a call-in show, but before that, we're talking about food wars and food riots. Where'd it go? Christ, where'd it go? I know what episode you're talking about. Of Mike and the Night. Very specific episode we did. Yeah.
I think you might be pretty bang on what's gonna happen, like in the last Mike and the Night, where you were talking about the global lockdown with the power outages and stuff.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to suppress the truth. You know that, right? So what better way than just to herd us around like cattle and have electricity rationing and basically if you're good, if you eat your state-run oatmeal that we mailed you, you'll get power for 2 hours. And we know you ate that oatmeal because there's microchips in the oatmeal, and we know if you've digested it.
Yeah, I mean, I've just recently saw yesterday there was this BitChute video. He's a pastor, but don't know if it was for real or not. Well, he got this.
We have to be careful. We have to be careful what we say on here because I could get my channel shut down.
Yeah, I know.
So if you want to save it for Mike and the Night, you could come on Mike and the Night. It's just easier for me because I just got this channel back up from my 14 suspension, and I don't want to get it lost.
I can't. Yeah, I can't do the Mike and the Night live because I'll be working. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird because every time I try to get Australian callers in on everyone's working that Sunday. Like there's like 6 or 7 people that want to call in on Mike of the Night from Australia, but they're all working and it's Saturday noon. Sunday noon your time.
Well, that's retail for you.
Okay,
Everyone on Sunday and Saturday.
Yeah.
The majority of the population, gets to have fun. While we have to work. That's our bread and butter, hey?
Yeah, I hear you. I got to work too. But I take Sundays and Mondays off, so I keep it nice and clear for the family. But, all right, Diane, I'm going to let you go, and I'll get you back. We'll arrange something. We'll figure something out and get you on Mike of the Night so you can speak your mind, okay? We'll figure something out. All right. Okay. Take care. Thanks for the call.
Right. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Okay, you could start chatting. Okay, Alan, great. You can now start chatting. There we go. So there it is. So another new caller, watching for a long time, giving me information on the back end. So, all right, guys, it's a 1 hour wrap up here on trends in the housing market. We went slightly off topic towards the end of the show. I am very, very sorry about going too much off topic. I started going off topic towards the end there myself. And it is what it is. I mean, like everything ends up tying to real estate in the end because we all have to have a home to live in, right? All right, guys, I was going to do a really quick channel plug here, guys. It's very simple, guys. All I wanted to say was if that's okay with you guys, don't forget to go to this Saturday's Mike and the Night's Let's Talk Solutions, episode 447. Now, to be able to discuss solutions, we got to discuss the current problems, and unfortunately, on this platform, we just can't discuss the current problems that we're having here. So we got to be very careful. It's a good way to get the message out, and a good way to discuss and stuff, right? So yeah, we'll talk about that. Somebody Paul S is talking about. I've been reading up a lot on Taiwan population drop. Look up Taiwan population drop when you guys get a chance, and you'll see what I'm talking about. In Taiwan, it's actually pretty intense on what the local government's been reporting. All right, guys, I'm gonna sign off and.
Hiya, pal.
Where's Ric Flair? Woo! And where's Ricky Spanish?
Ricky Spanish.
Soundboard's all ready for for Saturday's Mike of the Night. All right, guys. Take care, and if you can't take care, stay safe. Mike Martin's here signing off for I don't know what episode this is of Trends in the Housing Market.